everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is the first video I've filmed since handing in my dissertation. I won't know my grade until November. I will tell you when I do find out.
Am I tough enough? Tough enough? Hell yes, I'm tough enough.
Little life update. I think I've mentioned it briefly already, but I am about to go to Germany for 5 weeks. I think it's 5 weeks.
It's until November. Anyway, I'll be away for a whole month, over a month actually, and I'll be doing an excavation.
Now the weather in Germany is, in this area in particular, is not great for this time of year. It's going to be cold, it's going to be wet, and excavating 6 days a week is going to take its toll. So I'm trying to pack as well as I possibly can. Having never packed for a dig this long, let alone one in the winter, but I'm going to go through with you exactly what I'm taking, and then if you're going on a similar dig, then maybe you can use this as inspiration, because you've actually requested this video before a few times, and now's my chance to do it. Before I go any further, I'm just going to show you these earrings. Just because we love supporting small businesses out here. These earrings are from Imogen Paula. She has an Etsy shop, she's on Instagram, and she has a website, and they're all completely handmade, often handmade to order. I've also got 2 other pairs, so I ordered 2 pairs from her, and then she sent a free pair as well, which was so nice, especially because small businesses put so much effort into every single thing they make and send, that to send a free pair actually genuinely means a lot. Right, let's get to it. I'm sorry about the strange angle. This is the best I could do with the situation. I've counted everything out. I know what I've got. I've got 6 long sleeve tops, 6 t-shirts, I think, which may be excessive, but I'm just thinking if it's gonna be really wet, I'm going to want one top during the day, it might get wet, then I'll want a t-shirt or a long sleeve top in the evening, and I think I'll end up actually wearing these. We've been told that we can do a wash once a week, which is very helpful, obviously. So first of all, we're gonna do the COVID requirements, because that is important. We've got these masks. So for Germany, you have to have FFP2 masks. So I bought the ones that said they were made in German, because I didn't think I could go wrong with that. I also ordered one of the boxes of lateral flow tests from the Gov website. They've changed the branding. I was not expecting it to look like this, but they're ready to go, so I can take at least 1 a week, at least. Other essentials, I have a first aid kit. Not that that's COVID essentials, but it's still essential. And I have all of my other medications. There's quite a lot in there, which is a bit daunting because a lot of it's liquid, so I'm slightly worried about getting it through customs, but as long as you take a prescription and have all of your medications sealed with your name and doctor's address on it, then you're meant to be able to take it through. And because it's 5 weeks, I really can't afford to not take all of it through. Right, let's get trying to fit this in. So, first tip is to actually go in your boots. They're gonna be the most expensive and bulky probably part of your packing, especially if you're going to a hot country. In my case, I have to take steel toe cap boots, and I would recommend to anyone who's going into archaeology to get steel toe cap boots because they're the safest on site. Now as a woman, especially a small one, I have very small feet, and finding a pair of steel toe cap boots that actually fit me has been very difficult. And the only pair that I could actually find was from Screwfix. I ordered them in store. They went down to a size 3, I think. They look like Timberlands in that sort of tan colour. They've got steel toe caps and a lot of support around the ankles, and that is exactly what you need for an archaeological dig. Now my second tip, just for packing in general, is to roll everything. Don't just shove it in, and that probably seems really obvious, but if you're going away for a really long time and you don't know if you'll actually be able to wash anything, then those vacuum pack bags would be really useful. You have got to think though that on the way back, are you going to have access to the vacuum? When you're choosing what things to take, you also need to think about the activities involved with the excavation. Is it just going to be the excavation? Are you going to be doing any excursions? Will you have days off? Nights where you want to put on nicer clothes? you don't want to just be taking your excavation clothes, because if they get muddy, if they get just very worn, you don't want to be still wearing those in the evening. You need some comfy clothes, one nice outfit, two nice outfits that you can wear in the evenings, to dinners, to anything else that you do, because with archaeology it's not just the excavation, it's the whole experience. On digs that I've been on, we've gone out for meals in the evening, we've been invited out to concerts in the town by like the mayor because the locals get really excited by the fact that you're excavating their town's history. And also you just need to give yourself some time for your own mental health to enjoy the area, if that's possible, where you're going. And not even that, just sitting around. On the same note, you need to think about the weather and how that is going to impact your comfort whilst you're on the dig. If you're going somewhere hot or somewhere very dry, sunny, you need to remember things like sun cream, long sleeve shirts, like cotton shirts that are kind of flowy. They are much better than digging in things like strappy tops, because the risk of sunstroke is greatly reduced. The risk of sunburn is reduced, and they're still just as cool. You can even wet them if you need to. I did that once. I wet a shirt and put it on my head when it was really hot, and that really helped actually reduce headaches. And they're comfortable to work in. If you're going somewhere wet, on the other hand, you need to make sure you have got waterproofs. So I'm taking 2 pairs of waterproof trousers because one is guaranteed to get muddy, and I'm going to need to wipe them and wash them and have them dry so that they're ready for the next day, and in the meantime I'll have the other pair. These ones are from Regatta. I think they were on sale, yeah, they were £15. Women's ones from Regatta reduced from £25. So everything that I've bought pretty much has been in the sales. I haven't actually tried these on yet, so I should probably do that before we go. Not that I have any time, I'm leaving tomorrow. Sticking with trousers, these trousers I have bought specifically for this excavation. They're just work trousers off Amazon, and I've had to turn them up because they are men's. Unfortunately, women's workwear is very, very limited, which is a pain. It has been a pain because it means that it's very expensive and you have to buy men's if those women's pants aren't in your budget. I did find some budget friendly trousers on the Dickies website, but their postage was too long, and I left it too late to order the trousers. But these were just from Amazon, like I said, this is the brand. And now they are men's, they're a men's 28, which is the smallest size that they did, because I'm sure I've had to roll them up, and they've actually been sewn in the roll up. And also, unfortunately, they are very tight on my hips. That is just a fact of buying men's trousers. They're not designed for like a female body shape. They don't fit my bum and hips very well. Not that you needed to know my whole life story, but if you are a female archaeologist looking for trousers, that is a big issue that you probably will also face, and I wanted to raise it. These have knee pads in them, and I'm tempted to actually pack the knee pads separately, but I had to order the knee pads separately as well. They look like this. But this is perfect for archaeology because you will be on your knees probably all the time. And if you don't have a little knee pad that they give out, or if, for example, the landscape is too difficult to have a knee pad, having them in your trousers is ideal. But I'm going to pack them differently because otherwise it doesn't fit. I'm actually not going to roll my trousers because I found that trousers generally fit better just flat. The first question I've been asked is, do you get told what to bring on a dig, or have you always worked it out for yourself? Honestly, I've always worked it out for myself, which is why I'm making this video, because no one really gives you a kit list. So take this video as a kit list. Sometimes they will tell you to bring certain things, you know, like bring a trowel, bring these gloves, and we'll give you links to websites. That tends to be university digs where it's a training dig, but a real abroad excavation might not tell you anything. And there are a few blog posts I've seen that talk about it. For example, Tash Archeo, Behind the Trowel on YouTube, I'm sure she has a video on this. There's also Dig It with Raven, very likely has this video because she does so many talks on stuff like this. And also Amelia the Archaeologist. Again, I don't know if she's actually got a packing list, but she makes really, really useful content about archaeological excavations in general, particularly from the perspective of a deaf archaeologist. What I'm packing right now is my fancy clothes. So I have one pair of jeans, because we only get 1 day off a week, so I can just wear these for every day off. I have a white polo neck, a sweater vest, and a jumper. And I don't care if I'm wearing the same outfit every time we do something nice. I also have this shirt, which is a very oversized shirt, and I have some gym leggings. So if in doubt, I can just wear gym leggings with a top with that shirt over the top. Just trying to find outfits out of things that can go with multiple different things. On the going out front, again, do it by weather. When I went to Spain, I took spare pairs of shorts, I took a nice top, I took a different pair of like fancier sandals, and we did end up going out to like a club and things, so I did wear those. In Germany, it's gonna be freezing, so I'm taking warmer things. It is gonna be Halloween, so I might end up buying a Halloween costume from the supermarket, but I am not packing one. Do you have any small tool recommendations? And this is from my friend Sean, who is currently at Oxford doing archaeology. She's also a deaf archaeologist. But in case you are deaf watching this, there are people out there that you can follow and show that you can do this as a job. So, tool-wise, trowel. Mine is really rusty and needs cleaning, but this is the first trowel I ever got, and I never intend on getting rid of it, but she is getting a little bit blunt, so I might need a new one soon. Other tools tend to be provided, but you can buy them from Past Horizons, I think that might be what it's called. And this is a WHS trowel. The soil texture is very different in different countries, so you might want to look at what trowel's recommended for the area that you're going for your dig. Other things like small leaf trowels, bamboo sticks, are usually provided by the company, and again, their usefulness depends on where you're going and what you're excavating. But if you want your own pack of different types of trowels so that you don't have to rely on other people, then I'll link our website where you can buy all those things. If you're like me and you like to exercise, or exercise keeps you sane whether you like it or not, you need to remember your gym stuff, because although excavations are really strenuous and you probably won't want to exercise anywhere near as much as you may do, if at all, because you're already doing exercise, for me, doing HIIT workouts, going for walks, going swimming really benefits my mood, so I know for a fact I need to take gym stuff with me. And also, on the same note, digging in sports bras is so much more comfortable than normal bras, and I would really recommend prioritizing taking sports bras because, well, like I said, you're doing exercise. Just digging is exercise in itself, and if you want to keep yourself a bit more secure and comfortable, these are your best friend. I am taking 5 sports bras and I won't hear anything about it. Specifically for this dig, I did buy 2 new pairs of leggings, sports leggings, because I like to dig in leggings, but I didn't want to dig in the same nice pair that I actually do exercise in or chill in the evenings, because they'd get muddy and wet, or they'd get big knees in them. So I bought 2 new pairs, and they were needed because I have 2 pairs of leggings that have gone really see-through. Ooh, the door. That should be my hoodies. I got my package. These are hoodies from Cranfield. So I'm taking them. And also a grey one of the exact same. Whilst I remember, if you are going into archaeology, definitely in the UK, I don't know if they have these elsewhere, you should get yourself one of these. They're not essential, they look like this, and then on the inside, but if you get one in uni, you can have them signed by any of your tutors who watch you do any of the techniques that you use. So it's called an archaeology skills passport. Mine is empty because I only got it this year because I didn't know it existed. But basically, you sign off things that are core skills in archaeology, like excavation. That tutor or whoever signs it, the dig coordinator, can say what level you are at that skill, and jobs use it as experience, as a sort of mini archaeology CV. With that in mind, I should probably get mine signed. But I'm taking it for that reason. As far as I'm aware, I can take Belvita, so I'm taking Belvita. And if I've got room, I'm also going to attempt to take some Huel because I'm very scared that I will hate the food. and won't get enough protein because I'll be eating a very restricted, probably, diet with all of my dietary requirements. But honestly, I'm not hopeful that this is going to fit. I'm getting slightly worried that this is not all going to fit. I mean, I do also have 8 kilograms in this one allowed, but I'm running out of space. I was slightly conflicted about what toiletries to take, but I've gone for decanted bottles of shampoo and conditioner, a little bit of sun cream, not that I'll need it. I've got a spare toothbrush, a normal toothbrush. On that note, remember your electric toothbrush charger if you're taking an electric toothbrush, and remember the adapter for the country that you're going to. That is vital. You can get them at the airport, of course, but I have a real thick wash bag for 5 weeks. Although remember, you also will probably have a supermarket at some point on your journey, whether that's at the airport or when you get there. Something else that you need to remember is your sight gloves. I have multiple pairs. I have these ones that are just gardening gloves. I have these ones that, again, they're just gardening gloves from Asda. They were like £1.50. And then I have these proper ones that I just ordered from Amazon. They're brand Handle Andy, but they're specifically women's, so they're smaller. They have an actual wrist hole so they won't fall off, and they're properly padded, so you're not going to get any blisters. I'm hoping they're waterproof. I might spray them though. And if you want to fit a pair of small gloves underneath, which I would recommend because your hands get so cold, size up. Now I am taking them in their bag just in case they get really wet and I have to transport them back wet, which I hopefully won't, but we don't have many days between actual digging and coming home again, so that might be the case. I also have these little bars of body wash, shampoo, conditioner. They're good for the environment, they're sustainable, so you can use them in like lakes and stuff. Not that I'll be using them in a lake, but when I was in first year, when we did our dig, we did have to wash in the lake. Actually, no, that was a choice, but the showers lasted for 4 minutes and were like a trickle. There was not a chance I was washing my hair in there. No, I wouldn't even get it wet in that time. So these would be ideal because then you can wash them in any water that you find. They're also packaging free, so they're good in terms of lack of plastic as well. And I'm just gonna shove those in the little gaps in my suitcase. And hopefully I won't need to buy any more shampoo and conditioner because I've got all of that. I would recommend taking flip-flops. I've needed flip-flops on every single dig I've ever done, either just to chill in or to walk to and from a pool, to and from the showers even, and just to and from downstairs. If you're going on a hot one, definitely recommend. The reason I'm taking them on this one is because there's a pool and a sauna and also showers. You don't want to be walking barefoot in communal showers, trust me. Don't forget to take swimwear, because even if the place you're staying doesn't have a pool, if it's a hot country, you might go and find a pool, you might go on an excursion to the beach. So I'm taking 2 bits of swimwear because I'm hoping to swim most days just to relax and stuff. And also you might need them for the showers if there's an issue with the showers, if there's only a communal shower, which I have had before, a trip where a communal shower, in fact it was the same trip where we were in the lake. It was either a single person shower for 3 minutes, a group shower for 7 minutes, or in the lake. So this was a necessity. Okay, I'm now packing my smaller case with all of my leftover stuff, including 2 pairs of shoes. I always have a belt purse around my waist. It's been on 2 excavations, and I've definitely said before that every bag I open I find a rock in. Well, this bag appears to be no different. So in here you want your passport, and I would say take a copy of your passport as well, so I've got a photocopy in there too. You should have your purse, obviously. It's just better to have your purse and your passport on you, and also in a belt purse you can take things out really easily and show them and things and put them back. I personally will also have my inhaler in there and some hand sanitizer. Just obviously remember to take them out during customs. I have forgotten before, and they then have to search through all of your stuff, and it's very embarrassing and takes ages. I have some travel cash as well, just in case, but I also have a Revolut card, so I can top that up wherever I am, and it doesn't have like a varying rate or anything. So that can go in there. Some hair grips and a bobble, just things for the plane.